but how are you guys? What's going on?
We're excellent. Where are you based?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Oh, I'm in Los Angeles too.
Oh, okay, cool. Do you guys, I mean, this isn't about the show specifically, but I want to talk to you guys about you guys. So, did you guys live here long? Have you guys been hopping back and forth?
Well, I'm in LA, but Wolfgang is in Berlin. So
Right
we're
now I'm in Zurich, but normally I'm in Berlin in Germany. Yes,
yeah.
and we shot the show in Austria, so it's
Oh,
it's
that's
a
nice. All
effort.
right,
Yeah.
so take me back a little bit. So, little 5-year-old Wolfgang and Benito, where do you guys see yourselves um, as adults? Do you guys see yourselves making television, film? And different careers entirely? Like, was this always the plan?
I mean, my plan to go into the movie started at age 12, as far as it's recorded in the history in the family history. So a bit later than five, but I don't know about Wolfgang.
Mine for well, later. I was by myself a novelist, and then I started working for film. I wrote a screenplay which was never filmed, and I was so upset about it that I decided to produce as well, and so that's where it all started. So it's a little bit chaotic.
Okay, that's interesting. So we have a lot of listeners that are very interested in like the making of things and how to get started. So you found it easier to get in when you were producing as well?
Difficult to answer. It was. Um, I was always with literature and film, and that one day I noticed that but it all came together, and that was really a happy day. So I did not notice it. I was not aiming this so much. It was just it's coming along.
Okay, that's interesting because there's so much discussion nowadays about like how you get started and the gatekeeping and such like that. So I'm always just very interested in
Yeah,
perspectives.
I mean, I have not that film background what Benito had, and that was perfect for me and for us, I think, hopefully.
Do you
I think
guys
it
remember?
changes also like how people get started, right? It's I don't know, back in the 90s, early 2000s, I don't know, you had to do a music video or something or a short and now it seems like people come from all sorts of ways of life. I mean, and everybody has a camera in hand. It's uh,
Right.
it's really the creating idea that counts more than anything.
All right, that's good to know. And so when you said 12, age 12, was there an idea that sparked your specific interest? Was it something you saw or just maybe you got a hands-on experience?
It was Hitchcock films. That was I don't know. They just back when broadcast television existed, and you just sat there and that's what they were playing, and it just was magnetic. So this suspense. I was fascinated by these thrillers and the precision with which the audience was guided. And I think I was always fascinated by like creative media in the sense of like formats, like being theater, opera, and stuff like that. But what I realized at that age somehow very dimly, but I started realizing it is how you can control the experience so precisely in film as opposed to theater where it's every time it's slightly different and you can guide the gaze of the audience so precisely and I think this maybe it's part of the my penchant for perfectionism that's led me to film as opposed to
And I can say now for your audience exclusively, Benito always loved James Bond.
exactly yes let's not forget that. And I was very disappointed to learn at some point in my young life that there were these two broccolis that controlled everything, and I would never get to work on on the bonds.
Okay, do you have a favorite Bond since we're on that subject?
Ooh, that's a very good question. For me, it was definitely Roger Moore. Because of the I love the humor in the Roger Moore Bonds, and yeah, it took me a moment to warm up to the modern Daniel Craig movies, but I think there were some great Bonds with him that I really got to love dearly as well. And let's hope that some next Bond comes out at some point.
Yeah, I mean, 10 years, I think it's public domain at that point. So, I mean, if you still got an idea, kicking
Yeah,
around, just
yeah,
wait a
yeah,
little bit, just a little bit.
yeah, yeah.
And Wolfgang, you share the same affinity for Bond, or if not, like, what is something you do love to that extent?
To be very honest, I share my share enthusiasm with Bond, yes, and I must agree that Roger Moore was also for me the most important Bond. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so I mean, you guys clearly
I
have
was
a
a big fan of Sergio Leone movies, the so-called Italo Western from from the is it 70s or 80s? I don't know.
Mm.
I don't remember. Which were really great and yeah. So it's
yeah. I think that's 70s. You guys see any of these influences when you're taking on something like Woman of the Dead, which is doing very well in the U.S. and abroad?
I mean, I think you cannot not have those influences somehow play into it just because of how seminal they were for the action and suspense storytelling. So even if you were ignorant of those films, they would still have some influence of them in your work. And I mean, of course, we certainly try to live up to the best suspense tales with this one and try to do our best job. And but part of the credit also goes to Bernard Eichner, the novelist who created the character of Blom, and obviously our team who then developed it with us, the director of the first series, Nicolas Hérault, the director of the second series, Daniel Prochaska, and Anna Maria Mue, who was obviously Blom become flesh, she really made you believe in this character, we think at least, and it's if you really are captivated by the show, it's because she has this magnetic quality and she is able to make you believe in this Blom character.
Yeah, in your guys' experience, there's a lot of discussions about the difference between film production and television production. Is there a major difference in your eyes? I mean, Benito, you kind of joked about maybe being a little bit of a perfectionist. You know what you want, and I think it's a good sign in any realm of filmmaking. You don't want to be traveling down a path and not knowing where you're going. Um, but do you find like you have to operate different muscles in the different mediums, or is it just like a job's a job?
The job's never a job in film and
yeah,
television. But I think they become more similar. I mean, we come from movies,
yeah,
but in the past, we came to television when it was already in the kind of cable television streamer kind of era because we were doing films before, and I think in the past you had very different ways of producing, for broadcast writing as the show goes along, and but we never got to experience that model of TV production. So our model of TV production, where you have all the scripts and you go to shoot it all in one piece, is much more similar to classic film production.
yeah. I think I would agree. I think the access is pretty much the same. I mean, you must conquer the material. You must you must form the story, and then the execution, of course. A film often is more concentrated because you have not so much time than in a shooting a TV series. It's a little bit different, but I would say the how to approach to it, it's very the same. I think it's all the quality you wanted to give in. You give all your heart. Is a lot of thinking, a lot of arguing together about how to lead the character into that story.
Yeah, and I think that's perhaps the biggest difference is just having a 90-minute or like I don't know 100-minute script in front of you to shoot uh, is a totally different beast than having in our case it's 6 times 45 minutes, so it's for everyone it's a beast, it's for production it's a beast, for the director in this case, in both cases it was one director per series, it's a beast, at some point you physically start to break down after like 2 months of pre-production, 60 days of shoot. Same goes for the actors. It's just a bigger challenge, and the same is true in screenwriting as well. You just it's a bigger volume. You have to track a lot of storylines over a lot of time, make sure that everything flows. So it's certainly a bigger challenge than doing a film in that sense.
Do you have any advice for how to maintain like personal momentum and energy? Because that sounds like a very long and arduous process. I've only directed a handful of short films, that's like weekend stuff, a week at most, and it's like nothing compared to an endeavor like this. How do you keep going?
I
Well, I
mean,
think the work gives you a lot. I mean, it's you are surrounded by so many creative people, and you're working with these creative people, and everyone brings in all this creativity. And I think this is something which why we stay alive.
mhm,
Well, that's very well said. All right, as
mhm.
we start wrapping up here a little bit, 50, 100 years in the future, when people look back at your guys' career, what would you like for them to remember? What would you like to be seen for, I guess, your work?
Oh, these guys told good stories.
I would sign on the dotted line there. But I would say the biggest reward would be if in 50 to 100 years anybody remembers our work. We live in such a fleeting culture. Like when we grew up, like watching Bond and Hitchcock, like that was the culture kind of steered you towards those highlights. Now it's I don't know if people will remember even 20 years down the line what we do now. So
Well, hey, look, I'll just say, you guys exist, your work exists, people love it, people respond to it. I don't think that just goes away, so I want to leave you guys with that. But also, um, I have to ask, so I like hearing what else people have coming up next. Anything you could talk about, or you guys just taking a well-deserved vacation?
we've already taken that. That was when the production wrapped.
We
I'm very excited about an animation film that we have coming up. It's a sci-fi thriller set in space, and I don't think we should reveal much more, but that's an exciting project. And obviously, we see if perhaps there is a season three of Woman of the Dead that's uh, could happen. We have already started brainstorming about ideas. So
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. I just have to throw out there now. Really great meeting you guys. Great talking to you guys. Love your perspective on stuff. And space thriller is a big deal for our podcast show, the Waffle Press Movie Podcast, because I'm the biggest fan of like Alien. So, I'm assuming you guys came across Alien at some point as well with the space thriller and the era of film you guys love. So, really great talking to you guys. Um, yeah, it was
I'm
just it
here.
was great meeting you.
Thanks so much
thank
for
you
taking the
so much.
time.
All right, take care, guys.
All
Thanks,
right.
Staley.
Bye. Bye. Bye.